Oh, good evening and welcome back to Rangers Radio. Rangers 1, Kilmarnock 0, another 3 points towards 55. Join myself, Fox, here briefly on the show is my mate Fox. All right, Fox, give us your thoughts.
Evening, pal. A game which we totally dominated. We had enough chances in that game to win 2 games for me. Controlled it from start to finish, but inevitably it was a bit of quality from Ryan Jack that sealed the 3 points for us. Very happy, mate.
3 points is 3 points, mate.
That's all that matters at this stage of the season, is getting the 3 points on the board and reducing the amount of wins we need to lift 55.
Fabulous goal, Fox. Fabulous goal.
Oh, excellently. The way he controlled it, his first touch was excellent and fired a terrific volley by their goalkeeper. Absolutely tremendous.
I thought that there was some nice stuff. Some times that we played some decent stuff, got into great positions. Just like the final ball at times, and maybe, if we're being honest, we maybe missed our main striker, Alfredo, as well, mate.
Aye, our most productive part in the game was the 15 minutes after half time. I thought we created about 3 to 4 clear chances and failed to take them. But at the end of the day, I'm just going back to being happy with a bridge man, mate.
Yes, the bridge has done it again. I think he's making a few quid. He's 1-0 once. So let's hear for you.
On 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
You come and give your thoughts. I thought Stephen Davis was the best footballer on show. Ryan Jack, a fabulous goal, looked rusty at times with his passing, but I don't know how much of that was maybe due to the conditions. The pitch was sticky, Fox.
Aye, very heavy park, showing signs of the bad weather we've had in the last month. But I'd agree with you. Stephen Davis was absolutely fantastic. Followed closely. I thought Tav had a good game. He was quite quiet last week, but I thought today, especially in the second half, he drove the team on a bit on for the right-hand side. I thought he had a good game as well.
Mm-hmm. Was it a penalty on Tav for you, mate?
It was. I think he came through the back of him. 2 decisions in the game. One which was the Tav one. I thought that Tav had a real word with the referee after it, even coming off the park at half time. He thought it was a penalty kick. I thought it was a penalty kick. And I bet a few Rangers supporters had their heart in their mouth when that big substitute went down at the edge of the box, especially with that Don Robertson refereeing. I had my heart in my mouth, mate. I thought he was going to get a penalty kick.
I didn't think he influenced the game much, Robertson, but there was a couple of times, particularly in the first half, that Bacon had players booked for. No bad fouls, niggly deliberate fouls, Fox, yeah?
Aye.
Yeah.
Any time we broke with the ball, mate, they just stopped the game with continual fouling. And they all took their turns at it so that it wasn't so blatant, I thought,
Aye, but did McGregor have the ball in his hands, mate? There's a question for you. I'm trying to think. I got the ball once and he threw it to Borner or Kent, made a move and he threw it out. I can't remember him having the ball in his hands much in the game, So, all right. I think we've also been joined by Rudy. Evening, Rudy.
Aye, how we doing, Ox? That was a wee bit nervy there. But aye, it's a bridge, man. It's another 3 points. 4 more wins, Ox, and we've got our hands on it. So aye, that'll do me. Give me 4 of them. 4 Even if it's 1-0, as nerve-wracking as it is, we were talking about that before the game, weren't we? The all 1-0 wins can be a bit nerve-wracking. So, but aye, we're just another 3 points closer to where we want to be, Ox. So aye, happy with that. But really, the chances we created in that game, Ox, we could have put that game out of sight. We really could.
Aye, we got into a lot of... I mean, their goal had a right good save off of Kent.
That's it, yeah.
Big Aribo missed one.
The one when Aribo had basically just the goalkeeper to beat, and I'm thinking, before he hits it, I'm thinking, oh, this is in. This is good to be in. And he knocks it past the post. I couldn't believe it. Even the big man himself was doing it in his hand. He's when he just put his forehead on the grass. He knew himself he should have hit the back of the net with that spot.
Aye, we go in a lot of...
How you doing, brother?
How we doing, caller? How you doing?
How you doing, guys?
All right, mate. Which Bunbank, yeah?
Bunbank loyal, the Jaffa Club loyal.
All right, okay. Will we call you a Jaffa then, or will we call you something else?
I would go with Jaffa.
All right, okay. Right, Jaffa, what's on your mind?
Delighted with today's result. Thought it was immense. Brilliant result.
It's all about results at this time of the season. We should have won the game the mayor, but we never.
It's one of those. It's one of those times of the season. A couple of more breaks and we could have had a few more goals. But listen, I thought at the back we looked brilliant at the back today. Brilliant, tremendous at the back.
69-4, 8 against Jaffa. Defence. What was that? 25 wins, 4 draws, and obviously loads and loads of clean sheets, yeah?
22 clean sheets.
Ridiculous.
22 clean sheets.
I mean, ridiculous numbers.
Aye. Who's shone for you today, Jaffa?
I thought Aribo came into a game. I thought he was the guy that was unlocking the defence a wee bit. I thought Kent in the second half was good. He was a wee bit quiet again in the first half, a bit pedestrian for me. But I thought Steve Davis was outstanding.
I agree with you about Steve Davis. I just think Kent, and I don't know what you think, Rudy, go to Rudy with us. Rudy, Kent, Aribo and that, we want them up at the edge of the box. We don't want them getting the ball 40, 50 yards for goal. That's where they do their work.
Well, that's where they're most effective. You can get them up there, if you can push them up onto the edge of the 18-yard box, that's really where you want them to be, Ox, But I just mentioned Aribo when he knocked the ball by the post. It would have been easier to put it in. But no, you're right, Ox. That's where you want Kent to be, and I think Jaffa's right. I think Ryan Kent did improve in the second half, I thought it was a wee bit too a wee bit too much like last week for my liking in the first half. The second half he improved a wee bit. He could even have had a goal himself, Ryan Kent. But look, Ox, the thing is, it's just about getting the 3 points now. We're at that time of the season now. We're four wins away from lifting the title, Ox. It's just about getting the 3 points by hook or by crook. I don't really care, Last night, I don't care how we get the 3 points, Ox. Just as long as we get the 3 points at the end of when that final whistle goes, we've got the 3 points, and we did that today. So fair play to them,
Jaffa, the first time you phoned in, mate.
Well, a long time listener, Ox. I love the show. Right. I was just going to come to that, guys. I can't tell you. I really, really can't tell you how a sterling job you boys do. What a wee production you guys have put together. I'm telling you, it is outstanding for the Bears. It's outstanding.
Thanks very much. But there's a real team effort. We've got a lot of boys, and there's boys working in the background, constantly. Fox and Old School Blue make the show tick, and we've got a lot of guys in the background looking at stuff, and we've got boys on Facebook looking after YouTube, Twitter. It's took half the show. In fact, now we've got one of our stars back, Rudy Bear. It'll go from strength to strength.
Heard him last night, and it's good to hear that he's back in health. And I wish you good health, my friend.
Thanks very much, Jaffa. Thank you, bud. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Jaffa. But Stephen Davis, he belies his age, didn't he? Jaff?
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Oh, he's ridiculous, Ox. He's a brilliant pro footballer. He's awesome. He's awesome to watch. Everything he does, neat, tidy. He cuddles the ball every time he gets it in. His distribution's ridiculous. He's awesome to watch. I mean, he strolls it. He's got better ways. He's like a fine wine. Kevin Thompson said that today. He's like a fine wine.
Rudy?
Aye, he's just, as Jaffa was saying, he's a top pro, Ox. He really is, and he has improved with age. And he might not be scoring the kind of goal or same amount of goals as he was scoring in his younger days, but he's got better as a football player, Ox. He's always thinking 2 moves ahead. Seems to know, have the knack. He knows where he's got to be. When there's a move to break down or to start a move, and some of his passing is just outstanding at times. As I said, he's always a couple of moves ahead, so he is a couple of passes ahead. He's a brilliant football player, he really is. And to get to the age that he's at now and the standard of football that he's played, he thoroughly deserved man of the match today for me, definitely.
There was a time in the second half, they were trying to clear the lines at the edge of the box, and I'm not there. And Stephen Davis anticipated Jaffa, made the run and stole the ball off their defender and recycled it for us. Just his speed. I saw
that, Ox. Aye, he just toe pokes it. He's got that in his locker. He comes in from behind. He just picks your pocket. He's brilliant. He's just a brilliant pro. I don't think there's any more plaudits. I mean, we're so grateful to have him in our team. And we've seen him. I think they said today that was 13 years ago he made his debut for his first time round. And it was also against Kilmarnock, incidentally. Tom Miller said that in the commentary. So, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can watch the guy all day long. He's worth admission money alone.
Yeah. Class act on and off the pitch, yeah?
Model pro. You'll not catch him at the end of a bar standing with a big pint of Fustenberg.
A line in the street trying to shove a kebab down his gob,
No chance. It's class.
We've been joined by Kim. Evening, Kim.
Hiya, how are you?
All right.
Hi,
first
Kim.
time you've called as well,
Hiya.
Kim?
Pardon?
First time you've called?
It is the first time I've called.
All right. What's on your mind?
I'm a wee bit disappointed with the score. It could have well have been much, much more.
We should have scored more goals, Rudy Bear.
Aye, Kim's right. It seems to be something we're struggling a wee bit with in the last few games, Ox, we were talking about the 1-0 wins and stuff last night, weren't we? I agree with Kim totally. I mean, we should have been out of sight, really. If the boys had their shooting boots on, I easily could have been 3 or 4-0 in that game, Ox. But there's not much we could do about it now. It's gone. But it would be really nice, like you said the other night, Ox, for the likes of Aribo, Hadji, Kent to start stepping up now, because if they 3 or 4 front players, if they really hit top form in this wee run in that we've got now into not even just to the end of the season, just in the next 4 games, if they could get into a bit of form, goal scoring form, like they were in the first half of the season, where I think we had something like 18 different goal scorers, if they could get back to that game, they would just blow defences away, Ox. They really would. So I
think we're missing Morelos a bit.
Here.
Definitely.
He's a big player for us, Tim. Jaffa.
I mean,
I think that's no coincidence.
On you go, Kim, then we'll bring Jaffa in. You go, Kim.
Yeah, I'm saying we're definitely missing Morelos. He's one of our better goal scorers. But I think the other lads, they're getting a tough time. They're getting slow on social media and in the news and stuff. But I think today's a win. We've got the 3 points. We're 4 away from winning, 55. And I just think we need to buckle down and go on in the domestic league, go on in Europe, and then we'll be doing the bouncy, and we'll all be happy.
And hopefully we'll be able to celebrate as well, Kim. Jaffa, I think you're realising that Morelos is just maybe a notch above anything else we've got in that centre forward position.
I think he is, Ox, to be like he's the guy's again. He's a brilliant footballer. It's not so much his work that he does when you see the cameras on him. It's the amount of his presence that he has. I mean, he occupies 2 defenders. No matter what he does, he'll hold them in position. He'll drag them out of position. And I think again, it's of no coincidence that the last few games that we've went back to the 1-0s and a wee draw last week. We're missing Roof and we're missing Morelos. Our top 2 strikers, arguably. So I think you'll find on Thursday night when they're back against Antwerp, The big hitters are back in. Stevie G will be delighted to have them back in the pool, and I think you'll see a different Rangers on Thursday night. I think you'll see what looks like more of the Rangers that we've become accustomed to seeing this season.
Here. I think we do miss Morelos, and I think it'll be good to see him back. Hopefully he's maybe learned fake him, and we don't have him sitting in the stand for all these games.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Jack scored a great goal today. Goals are coming. They have to be coming for Goldson, and they have to be coming for Aribo and players like that as well. But they just miss that bit spark when they're on the pitch. They didn't have Morelos' kind of flamboyancy, if you will.
Yeah, good word. Rudy.
Morelos, Alfredo can tie up a whole defence all on his own ox. You know, he's so strong and powerful, and he's running. You know, and he's a wee barley a player, isn't he? You know, he's a bull, man. He could, you know, quite happy to battle all day long with two centre backs and tie them up. And because of that, it creates space round about him. You know, it creates space for Kent and Aribo and Hadji, guys like that. It creates space for midfield runners. You know, for Scotty Arfield anyway in the first half of the season. You know, for Scotty get injured and stuff. So he's worth his weight in gold, Alfredo Morelos, and it's not. And people, some of the Rangers support get a bit fed up with him because of his antics. And look, I get all that, but you have to look at what he also contributes. You know, when he's on the park, even if he's no scoring, even if he goes through a game where he's no scored, he puts in a power of work, Ox. He brings other players into the game. He hods the ball up. There's nobody else at the club that hods the ball up the way Alfie does, in my opinion. You know, he hods the ball brilliantly and brings other players into play, so he does. So you have to look at all that as well. But we certainly miss him, Ox, when he's not there.
Jaffer, I thought Big Ed had done okay. If he wouldn't get the ball stuck under his foot and got a shot in the second half, maybe. Yeah.
I think the big guy just needs. I think he's got the touch. I mean, he's got the positional strength. And he knows where to be, and I think he looks good in a Rangers team. I think the big guy, like a lot of pros, when they're part of a squad, the big man just he probably needs a run of games. And dare I say it, and I hate saying this, but when we Alfie, unfortunately, the day comes when he moves on, when we take the big check, and I suspect that'll probably not be too far away. I think you might find Big Ed getting his opportunity then, and I think the big guy's got. I think he's certainly got all the attributes to be a decent footballer with the Glasgow Rangers. That takes a lot of doing.
We've been joined by Andy for Berwick. How we doing, Andy?
How you doing, sir? All right. Fairwin, no for Berwick. Fairwin.
Sorry, man, formation was false, mate. False.
Oh, hey, listen. You might sack that. You might sack your secretary. Our fingernails missing in the keyboard the wrong way. Listen, I don't like your pink. Listen, by the way, I don't like your pink nail varnish either.
We're interviewing all week, mate, and that was the best we could get.
I'm telling you, she must have lied about her age. I think that a passport black and white, by the way.
What Andy, the floor's yours.
Listen, bro, what a result today. From start to finish, we controlled the full game. You know what I mean? And we're up against a referee who gave us nothing. We had about maybe. It must have been 4 or 5 yellow cards the first half. Nothing whatsoever after. But we held our own. We controlled the game, but we never in any danger. You know what I mean? I don't think the big man had a safe to make. You know what I mean? So
no, I can't. I think I can only remember him having the ball in his hands once. McGregor the whole game.
I think so. I think you're also right. I think you're right, mate.
They said in the post, never had to make it.
No.
Made a single.
But where would I go? That's that all.
Listen, the only thing I will say, if that would have been me, I might have juggled it a couple of times before.
You'd have taken a couple of touches, aye. A wee flick out of your head there, aye. I know what you mean. Maybe you'd have back heeled it in.
That was an absolute fantastic goal.
Oh, brilliant goal. But as I say, if Alfie had been playing today, see that one hitting right through, he'd have struck that first time, you know what I mean? But hey, listen, that's we'll take it all. We'll take her. Listen, we'll take it all day. I think we 1-0 result every week.
A bridge man.
Aye, definitely, mate. Aye, definitely. Aye. So, hey, listen, I can't remember. Me and the boys didn't watch it today. Oh, unbelievable. And all Scotland's won at rugby today, so I'm putting my pals in Wales. They're up at 15-3 or something, so happy days.
Kim, were you getting nervous the last 15 minutes? Did you feel it?
Aye, nippy bum. Oxford, nippy bum time again, mate. Nippy bum time, I mean. There's about 3 Liverpool stuck up my backside, you know what I mean?
Let Kim come in, Andy. Let Kim come in. We'll come back to you, mate.
No bother, mate.
It was, squeaky bum time it was, but a win's a win, Kim. We got the 3 points. We're going to the 55. We're going to Europe on Thursday. We've got Morelos and Arfield back, Ruth back. So, we're looking good for the next couple of games. We've only got 4 to go, so we've really not got much to lose.
It's getting exciting, Kim. It's getting exciting.
I'm a bag of nerves.
Jaffa, it's getting exciting.
Oh, mate, Ox, mate, listen, we've been to hell and back. We have been to hell and back. What a torrid time we've all had as Rangers supporters.
Yeah.
And I won't go into that because it's not the time to discuss that just now. But, I tell you what, this is going to be the sweetest of all. The sweetest of all.
I think for a lot of reasons it will be our greatest title victory ever, personally. But that's a whole show on its own. But
aye.
Rudy Bear, Scott Wright, come on, showed glimpses that he's got a bit about him.
I tell you, he's got a bit of pace, Ox, hasn't he? Yes, that boy has that. And I think Jimmy was saying as well last night. Me and Jimmy sort of say are quite excited to see what this boy could bring the next 2 or 3 seasons now. I think I like the look of him. It doesn't seem to be a shrinking violet. You see him, he wants to be on the ball. I saw him shouting for it 3 or 4 times in the time he was on the park. He was trying to get up there, get into the box, make things happen, and his pace looks absolute excellent pace about him, and that scares the life out of defenders. See, if you've got a bit of pace and you run at defenders directly and you get them turning, facing their own goal, they hate that. Defenders hate that. So I'm really excited about Scott Wright. Be good to see. Once we finally get the league title won, will they let him have a bit more time? Remains to be seen, obviously. But I like the look of him, Ox.
Only time will tell. Don't want to put too much pressure on the boy. Andy, we should have scored more goals today. We got any good situations, just never took the chances to take the pressure off, is it?
That's right, Ox. We should have. Listen, it should have been 3 or 4 none easily. But the big getting one is the one for me, because if that's Alfie would have buried that. You know what I mean? He's trying to just shoot and target. Same way. I think Kent had a couple of chances today and he passed it. He could have taken a chance today. I mean, he had just but hey, listen, we'll not complain. We'll take a 1-0 all the time. But we should win. I reckon it should win 4-0. Win a flatter day. You know what I mean? Because Big McGregor didn't have a safety, mate. You know what I mean? Didn't have a safety, mate. I like the boy right, Dave, because he's playing a better team now. You know what I mean? And as the boys said before, 3 or 4 games to go. Once the league's by me, give him a full game. Give him a half a game. Bring him on, start him, or whatever, and he'll get to. Same as Jack. Jack, we ought to take into the game today when we play with the Rangers. You know what I mean? So I think it's brilliant. You know what I mean?
Aye.
But we're in a great position, Ox, here. You know what I mean?
Andy, let's be honest. I'll take this to Jaffa and Kim because you haven't been on that much. Let's be honest. Everyone would have took this. I got you first, Andy, then Jaffa. Would have took this the season, Andy. Come on,
we would have. Hey, listen, I'd have bit your own off, Ox, here. I'd have bit your own off.
You'd have said, in fact, I go that far, Jaffa. If I'd have predicted this to you, you'd have said I was nuts.
Yeah, I think so, Ox. I mean, the last couple of years, which when after Stevie G came in, and they started moulding the team, during the transfer windows that he had and the limited budget that he had. It became apparent very quickly that we were onto something. And I think we were all hoping it was going to happen last year and maybe the season before. But we just never got our necks in front. And I think the big thing that we got this year, we got our noses in front. We beat them in October. And we've never really looked back since we turned them over in October. And we turned them over. We didn't just turn them over. We annihilated them. And they deserved to be annihilated. because that's what we need to do with that lot. We need to annihilate them all the time. Every time we play them, boot them off the park and beat them with brawn and skill. And we've got our noses in front, and we've never looked back. And I think we look up. We're the best team in the league. You know, we're not top of the league by default. We're the best around. Everybody wants to play us. Everybody wants to put us on the telly. That's what happens when you're top dogs.
Oh. Who's got the kids there? Who's got the kids?
Sorry?
Is that your kids, Kim?
It is, alright.
Put them on, we'll give them a shout out. Go on, if they're old enough to speak.
No, he's got Rangers radio on the laptop because he wants to hear Mummy speaking.
Alright, go on then, give him a shout out. Go and shout him out on the radio. Go on then.
Can you hear me, Zach? Hello?
Hello?
Alright, Kim. We've also been joined by Robert. Evening, Robert.
Evening, Ox. How we doing, pal? Okay?
Alright, mate. You'll be happy with that result. Performance wasn't perfect, but you'll take that result, Robert, eh?
Oh, listen, mate, I've got to be honest. Let's get the negatives out the way first of all. First 35 minutes, I thought we were lethargic. I thought we were a wee bit slow. No one wanted to drop the shoulder and take the man on. But after that, the Protestant stepped up, didn't he? Ryan Union Jack stepped up. And I've got to say, see that first touch he has, that's worth an entry fee to any football game. Ryan Jack's first touch, and then the finish is just sublime. See that goal, that would be worth it. You pay 50 quid all day to get into a football game to watch that goal, because what a touch and what a finish that was. Then you go into the second half, folks. First 10, 15 minutes, I thought some of the football was sublime again. Some of the wee one-twos, the wee movements and all that were absolutely fantastic. So, and then they maybe dropped off a wee bit again, which is maybe expected. But absolutely delighted. And I've got to see every bear and bearette out there. Come on, guys. 25 wins, 4 draws after 29 games. Could you really ask for any more?
No, not really. Not really, Robert. Robert, you're right, mate. It's where we are. All right, you're summing up the game's pretty good. And if Ryan Jack's goal would have been in a World Cup or that, you would see it over and over again, mate, because it was a fabulous goal.
Definitely, Oxen. Can I just say one thing? Can I dedicate that goal for Ryan Jack today? Can I dedicate that to one of your callers and one of the listeners? And he's been following Rangers for, he was 8-year-old, and he's been hitchhiking up to Glasgow since he was 8-year-old for Leeds. Can I dedicate that goal to Andy for Leeds, who I know is Ryan Jack's biggest fan? Andy, what a goal. That one's for you, pal.
Aye. You likes chat with Andy. Kim, we had to drop you there. I know he's coming for you. Andy, in you come. No, you don't. In you come, Andy boy, for Irvin.
Andy for Irvin, aye.
There you go.
Oh, listen, Robert, I'll echo your comments here, mate. Ryan Jack, that was some goal. See, that had been the Premiership. They've been showing it. Ronaldo scoring that. What a touch. You see, the first touch was brilliant. And then postage stamp. No, I mean, they'd be stopping that. They could 3 goalkeepers in there when they stopped that. I mean, unbelievable.
And got to remember, Andy, he's just back from an injury for 7 weeks.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So he's not his sharpest, Andy. He's not his sharpest. And see that wee touch he did. And don't get me wrong, Andy, I'll say something. The first 35 minutes, Ryan Jack wasn't really on his game, but that goal just done it for him.
He's
Robert,
passing.
you're right, because even Kevin Thompson was saying Jack wasn't 100%, and then he made him eat his words. I mean, he made him eat his words. If you listen to the commentary on Rangers TV,
it was worth the admission money. Rudy, then Jaffa. It was worth it.
It was a wonderful goal. The control, just to knock the ball up, kind of foot or so, and then to hit it and keep it, on low enough to get under it was just a beautiful goal, Ox. It was so well taken, and it's like you say, if you'd seen that in the Premiership or you'd seen it at a World Cup or something like that, you'd be seeing it over and over and over again. The control, everything about it, the accuracy, the lot, it was outstanding from Ryan Jack. It's certainly has to be in there for one of the goals of the season, Ox, when it comes to the end of the season,
Jaffa, we've had some goals this season, haven't we? Some fantastic goals.
I mean, that was a great finish today. That was, and again, I think a few of the fellow brethren on Rangers Radio the last few weeks we're saying that we don't shoot enough outside the box. Well, and we get...
Carry on, Jaffa. Oh, we've lost him. We'll get Jaffa back. In the meantime, I don't know if he's had a problem with his phone. We've been joined by young Darren. Evening, Darren.
Good evening, panel. Good evening, all the ones that are on. I actually had to show off there. I was in the toilet and then it phoned me back. So what's the topic about? Obviously, it's about the game, but I don't want to jump in if you are talking about a subject.
No, you go, mate. Use your thoughts on the game, mate. On you go.
I thought good game. Came right for the start. We were right at it. Obviously, few chances. Obviously, at goal. We should have been obviously kind of 3-0 up at half time, but. Obviously, the way Jack took that goal was tremendous. Obviously, again, if it was in the Premier League, I think it would have been shown over and over and over again. Obviously, it was a really good goal. Obviously, Aribo could have scored, made it 2, but he didn't. He put it wide. So there's been a few chances in the game, but a lot more better for Rangers, obviously, than it was on Sunday. I thought, obviously, moving and, it was a lot more better. In my opinion, just to see what the guys think about that one.
Rudy Bear.
I agree with Darren. Isolation of the game was pretty spot on there. Yep, movement was much better than it was last week against Hamilton. We've got that in the team, Ox. It's just for some reason, as a team last week, we slept last week. I expected last week to be better second half, but wasn't really any better till Stephen Davis and Ryan Jack came on right enough. That improved things a bit. But this week, they've done everything asked of them this week, apart from possibly scored a few more goals. Ox. I thought they controlled the game really well. Who was it saying there that it took about 30 minutes to sort of properly get into the game? It was a bit pedestrian. I kind of thought that a wee bit, Ox, maybe a wee bit pedestrian for the first half sort of thing. I thought maybe a wee bit pedestrian, but after that, it was just the control of the game was what really mattered, and whether you win 5-0 or 1-0, as long as you control the game, you see the game out, and if it's only 1-0, you game manage the game, you manage the game properly, like we did in the day last week. Properly, you see the game out, you get the 3 points. I've got absolutely no complaints at all about the day, Ox. It's just another 3 points on the way to that big shiny thing that we want to see.
That's fair comment, Robert.
All us Bears look for is we look for 2 things in the Rangers: is style and class, and that's what we've been brought up with. Right? Let's be honest about it. And of course, we're not always going to get style and class every game. But let's be totally truthful. But see this Rangers team now, you can't take it away from 25 wins and 4 draws. And I've seen better Rangers teams under Walter Smith, under Dick Advocaat. Let's be honest about it. But this Rangers team are setting records that are unbelievable. So you really cannot criticise. Yes, you can criticise that performance against Hamilton, and we were disappointed that 10 players did they turn up and only McGregor turned up in that game. But these things are going to happen. And the same day against that Kilmarnock. Now, Big Itten, I'll give Big Itten credit, right? At times I was frustrated when he was flicking the ball off and he should have maybe held up, and I'm going to free Morelos had been on the part, he'd have done this, he'd have done that. But credit to Big Itten, he's up against big lumps at the back. Big Kilmarnock players, big lumps who are going to get right into him and all that. And I thought he'd done well. But overall, I'm absolutely delighted with that result today. Absolutely delighted, because I've seen Rangers teams in the past when and even last season, we'd have crumbled in a game like that, and we wouldn't have seen it over the line. So, see the night, guys. I'm delighted. It's but 9 games to go, and we only need 4 wins. Come on, it's over with. It's over with 55 reserves, and you know what? It's not about teams imploding, and it's not about teams falling apart. It's about what the Rangers have done, and that's what we've all got to remember, guys. Forget about think about the first half of the season. Think about when we're in Europe and what we've done and what we're going to do to near the end of the season. Fantastic, Rangers. Brilliant.
Here, mate. You're right. 8 points dropped all season. Darren, who's shone for you, mate? Who's shone for you?
Who's shone for me? I would say Stephen Davis. He shone for me. He was obviously But he is man of the match. But he shone for me. I must admit.
Aye. I think universally he's had it for everybody.
Week in, week out, Ox, he seems to shine for me.
Aye. He's very, very consistent in his performances for a guy. I think maybe 18 months ago, myself included, you were wondering if he still get the legs. But Jaffa, he's a fine wine was the word you used earlier on. I can't argue with that.
Oh, he's awesome. I could watch him all day long, Ox, and I'm sure. He stands out like so for me. He's a brilliant cultured footballer, brilliant, one of the best around. Stevie G loves him. You can see it in his eyes. He last week, the minute he's taken out the team, look what happens. It's a shame, we don't have somebody, a bit more like Ryan Jack can pick up the mantle, but the two of them in there, when the two of them are together, or Davis Kamara, even Davis and Ebo, as long as Stevie Davis is there, it's almost like a padlock round the midfield area, and we control that from back. I thought Balogun was good today, I have to say. I thought he looked good. He looked really good in the occasions that he was put under a bit of P. His distribution of the ball was good as well, and I thought today's performance was awesome. I think for me, that's the sweetest result that we needed after last week, and I think looking forward to Thursday night, full pool of squad back, and I think you can hear it in all the other Bears and everybody else's voices. The anticipation, as you said yourself there, you can taste it.
I hear you. By the way, you're right about Thursday night. With Ruth coming back in and Morelos coming back in, I think everybody's available. That's pretty frightening. Talking about fine wines will be John for Jim for Paisley. How are we doing, Jim?
How you doing, guys? Listen, Ox, I don't care. I'll repeat myself. I do not care. Right? But I will tell you one thing, Ox.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking to your lovely assistant earlier on.
All right. How did it go for you?
Today?
Or did you get a number?
We go over the line today, folks. Ox. We go over the line today. And that's the best I can say about it. I'll tell you one thing, Ox, if you don't mind me saying this. I know nothing about football. Because I was for hooking Ryan Jack the whole time. Right, I was for giving him the hook because I thought he did tiddly squat in the first 30 minutes or the first half of the game, and he comes up with this wonder goal. Right, this is a beautiful goal. This is a piece of class. Right, I heard some of the guys saying if this is on the English Premier League, they'll be showing it all day, all night, all day, all night. Fantastic goal. His first touch was brilliant. First touch, and
I don't think you were alone, Jim, about Ryan Jack, because he gave the ball away a couple of times short and long.
Oh, aye.
You weren't alone, but he made his eat your words, Rudy Bear.
He didn't have, as you say, he gave the ball away 3 or 4 times, and it's very unlike Ryan Jack to do that, Ox, but you've got to remember, he's just back, isn't he, for that injury. So he's been out a while, so he's not exactly match fit, and but the day I kind of thought, he's no like I've seen Ryan Jack play better than this. No up for this. But
I'm glad I've got you on, Jim. I've got another 2 for a Hummer, so you'll need to get another couple of sausage rolls and get some more vol on.
Yeah, I'll need to buy another freezer.
Rudy's back and he likes his grub.
Hello.
Yeah, I'll tell Rudy I'll get my big pizza.
Yeah, that'll be lovely. Cheers, mate.
I think we'll be joined by Carl. I think it's Carl. Carl?
Hi, you're right enough, it's me.
How we doing, Carl? All right?
Magic, I go to the game.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
But no on Rangers TV. I can't tell you where I go to, but
Shush and carry on. Talk about the game.
Oh, Magic. I didn't think we were brilliant, but Magic result. Come on. Bridgeman must be. See, Bridgeman went to the bookies. He'd be a millionaire.
Well, I think he's back. I think he's sworn. I think he's gone heavy for a few grand every week for the 1-0, so he's coining it in Bridges.
He must be. But absolutely fantastic. So what he's going to talk about next week, we're talking about Europe next week. I mean, 3 points in the bag.
let's have a wee rest with the league and let's talk about Europe next week.
I'm sure we'll be talking about Wednesday. A wee surprise coming up in the show on Tuesday.
So you go it.
Don't
surprise me. I've got a heart condition now.
Oh well.
Because I go to the game, I go to the game, I get quite excited.
Oh, well.
Blood pressure's all over the place and everything,
No, we got a wee surprise guest coming on the show on Tuesday.
Ex-player or
not a wee surprise with a Rangers story to tell. That's all I'm saying.
I've got one to tell you about Europe. I'll tell you on Tuesday if I get through.
Right, okay.
About the first trip of the first Rangers supporters club in Germany. It is amazing if you remember old adverts.
All right, mate.
All right, I'll tell you something. I have something else to say, but I can't say it when my wife's here about you. But I'll tell you that later as well. Tuesday or Wednesday or something, if I ever get through again. But I'll tell you something, these are the greatest show on the telly for me.
Cheers,
Well,
cheers.
on YouTube.
Cheers, Carl. You look after yourself, brother.
Yeah, I will do. You look after yourself and all. Right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Stay safe. Carl from Southend. This Rangers Radio, Jaffa, we do get everywhere, mate. It's remarkable. He's with Southend.
Well, I was funny enough. I was spent many years in South Africa, so I'm not sure if I've heard anybody on from South Africa, but I dare say you'll be reaching the shores of Johannesburg, the old Johannesburg True Blues.
Right,
There's plenty of beers over there. So yeah, it's great to hear all the guys coming on from Colorado and all around the world. It's brilliant, and down south, and of course closer to home. Great. As I said to you when I came on, long time listener. Great show. I love it. It's become a staple of my diet, my Rangers diet, which is very important.
Bridgeman, on you go, Rob.
In the background, Mr. Fox will come in tonight.
Mr. Fox.
I'd like to ask him.
Mr. Fox is not available at the moment. He's beavering away in the technical department, mate.
Right, fair enough. So I'll ask you: you're a wise man. You're like the three wise men. The three wise men on the show are you, Mr. Fox, and Bridgeman. The three wise men are you, Fox, and Mr. Bridgeman. Right. So I'll ask you the question: is
mixed up with the Three Stooges?
No. I don't want to say that, right? But I'll ask you this, right? I'll ask you this. I'm getting a wee bit worried because I don't know if you all know. I'm like Fox. James Tavernier is my favourite, right? I'm James Tavernier's biggest fan, right? The captain, James Tavernier. And by the way, well done to my Gers and Rangers Radio the other night in that wee Zoom call. And I can only imagine how big Stephen Fitzgerald's wee jamba felt. Talk to James Tavernier on the Zoom. Well done, Rangers, for doing that for that wee boy. Well done. But the thing I'm going to say to you, Ox, is I'm getting a wee bit worried because to me, James Tavernier is Player of the Year, right? Rangers Player of the Year. But see the little general Sir Stephen Davis? I don't know so much now because what's that wee guy today? Once again, it's performance after performance, game after game. And you know what? I think Stephen Davis might just go to have, and big Connor Golson, who's no missed a minute this season, and he's been outstanding. I think, if I'm being totally honest at this moment in time, that Stephen Davis is going towards our Player of the Year. There you are.
Well, Robert, we had a vote last night. We had a quick conversation last night with some of the callers, and the four names we mentioned were Connor Golson, Stephen Davis, James Tavernier and Alan McGregor, and there was a couple of people gave their top three out, and Tav never got in their top three. Now that just shows you how remarkable we've been this season. But for me, if you had up until Christmas time, James Tavernier was miles in front. Stephen Davis is now he's a length behind him, and he's the finishing horse. Yeah.
Oh, listen, definitely. And the wee generals, I call them, and everybody says it, the wee Rolls Royce. See this wee guy, guys, can I say one thing? And I'll say to all my bears and bearettes out there, the way we think about Steven Gerrard as your manager, let's enjoy every moment of your manager, but let's also enjoy every moment of 36-year-old Northern Ireland international, 114 caps or whatever it is, Sir Stephen Davis. Let's enjoy every moment of this guy, because you know what? What a player he is. That wee guy just can, he slows the game down, he speeds the game up, and he does everything. And see if it wasn't for him, see if it wasn't for that guy alone. And I know we're no one team, one team makes a team.
That's plenty, Isaac. Come on, there's other people here.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Wait a minute, I'll come back. We've been joined by Malky, who's went for another shave. No, Robert. Come on, Malky, you come.
Sorry.
I was wondering when that Robert was going to get off. He should get back with the Isaac radio, so he should.
By the way, we're doing a special when we win the league. Robert's coming on and we're giving him an hour on himself just to make a speech.
Please do.
On you go, Malky.
It was just about Sir Steve Davis. What a player. He has been all season. You know what I mean? He never fails. He's there all the time for us. Controls the game. Creates chances. He's just brilliant.
There was also one. I don't know if you remember it in the second half, Malky, when there was a bit of bagatelle in the our box, and who came away with it? Stephen Davis.
Aye.
A fabulous player. Rudy. Rudy.
For a player at 36, he's amazing.
Brilliant, mate. When you go, Rudy.
He's an outstanding pro, Ox. I mean, I don't think I can say any more about the guy. Callers have said there. He's absolutely outstanding. But I think back to us sitting discussing him on the show when he came back again, Ox. Do you remember? I think there was times or weeks, as the weeks went by, we weren't exactly overly enamoured with him, but I think up to that point he hadn't played much football at Southampton, had he? So it took him a while to get back into the swing again. But, my God, what for his age, 36-year-old, what a player he is, And you see the difference from last week to this week when he plays in the team, what he contributes, and he's fully contributing. And Steven Gerrard obviously loves him to bits as a player. He spoke, every time he speaks about him, he speaks so highly of him. He played against him. He said the reason why he brought him back was because I played against him. I know exactly what he can do for a team. He says, because I know I had to play against him, So, when a guy like Steven Gerrard talks about you in glowing terms like that, that means something, you know what I mean? But, up there,
Right, I win you.
On you go, Malky.
Right, I win you. I'll win.
Oh, was that Andy? On you go, Andy.
No, I'm still here.
How you doing, mate? All right? Listen.
You all right, Andy?
I am fine. Listen, Sir Stephen Davis, what can you say about the guy? You know what I mean? 36-year-old. He's only a year younger than me, you know what I mean?
He was above me at school. The year above me at school.
Was he not at school you? Was he not at school you, Oxford? You know he's Johnny or something, no?
No, he was above me at school, mate.
Aye, I thought that. Aye, you could get back because you were that clever. Aye, right. No, listen. What a guy. The boy said earlier on you. There's a ball come through, and he read the ball through, and he stole the ball off the boy. Unbelievable. 36-year-old. He's going to Southampton. He controlled. He was the best player for Southampton in the Premier League. And when Steven Gerrard came back, he says, "I'm quite happy. The wee man's back." You know what I mean? Oh, unbelievable. I mean.
I noticed Sir Stephen Davis show, but who else shone for you today, Darren? Who else? I know you gave Sir Stephen man of the match, but who else for you? Done okay.
Stephen Davis, and I would say wee Kamara at spells.
Who?
Done all right. No Kamara, what's his name? Balogun. I liked the way Balogun played.
Balogun, okay. Rudy, I think Rudy mentioned him, yeah?
Aye.
I like the way he played as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, he done all right. He has got a bit of pace about him, but be interesting to see what we're going to see Hollander and Balogun play, because Balogun's playing on the wrong side for him. But be interesting to see. Connor Golston, he's just he's been more consistent, Jaffer, than I thought he had done him this season.
He strolls it, doesn't he, Ox? Again, just he just especially these games, these 1-0s, where we're keeping the clean sheet, which is the most important thing. Keep the clean sheet, you've got a chance of winning the game. Yeah, I thought a lot of the players today were you know, but they weren't surpassed with the kind of football that we've seen. But as I said, I think a lot of that comes down to the forward line. And I think when you take wee Alfie or Roof out of the team, I think we lose a bit of a dynamic up the front end. And I think that's all it's missing, quite frankly. But I think the guys that come in have done well. But yeah, big Connor's he's been brilliant all season. Been brilliant. Scored some great goals as well, I have to say. Contributed with a lot of good goals. Important goals.
He'll be a legend, mate. When you score 2 goals at a win at their place, particularly when you think how we remember Big Ekiog and Connor's got 2.
Yeah. That video will be on YouTube for a long, long time. We'll be watching that for many a year when we celebrate 55 Bills.
Yeah.
When we turn Glasgow blue.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Imagine all those big, can you see all the big camera angles? Remember when the ones in Manchester with the aircraft, the pictures above, when St Peter's Square was just covered in blue, just blue. That's what Glasgow's going to be like in about 4 weeks' time.
I'll just jump back in.
Yeah, on you go, Darren.
How do you think? How do the guys think that Scott Wright done when he came on?
I don't know if you missed it. You might have been in the toilet. Rudy said he showed some nice touches, showed some pace, and looks as if he's got a wee bit of potential. But we don't want to put too much pressure on the guy. Malky, on you go, Malky.
Well, I think Big Golson's been one of our best players all season. You know what I mean? He's not missed a game. And we'll find out on Thursday night when we play this Antwerp. You know what I mean? I just hope the defence hold together, Big Golson holds them all together, and we come out of it well.
What did you think of Wright when he came on, Malky? What did you think of Wright?
Well, that's only the second time he's played. The 2 times he's come on, he's ran about well, he's fought for the ball, he's not really done anything wrong yet, you know what I mean? But he's not been on for long, you know what I mean? He's only coming on for the last 15 minutes or so, but he's looked all right so far.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's fine. I think that's a good summing up.
Just hope he's all right against this Antwerp, you know what I mean? And see the game out, get him back at Ibrox, do the business.
Yeah, you're right, mate. We'll turn more attention to that as the week goes on. But Andy, Scott Wright, what did you think of him when he came on?
Oh, I thought he was brilliant, by the way. Brilliant. I guess you could play Wright and Weekend the same team to me. 2 wingers, and then you have a big centre for either you Alfie or you. I mean, I think you could play the 2 of them. You know what I mean? I thought Wright come on, did all right. You know what I mean? He didn't. He's hungry for the ball, and he 2 or 3 wee runs. He's taking players on, and he's quite confident. So there could be a time that you could play Wright and Kent in the same team. You know what I mean?
He looks as if he's a different player for Hadji, Robert. Right, he's got more pace than Hadji.
I don't know if he's technically gifted as much as Hadji Wright, and I think Hadji reads the game and sees the bigger picture more than Scott Wright. That's just my opinion. But I'll tell you one thing. I thought the wee guy was life between Scott Wright, but I've got to give a big shout out to the man that he replaced, and he's been getting criticised because his price tag at $7 million. I actually thought the day Ryan Kent had a decent game for Rangers, and I know he's been getting a lot of criticism, but today I thought Ryan Kent put in a shift today for Rangers. And if you're talking about man of the match, obviously, but Stephen Davis won it hands down. I thought Joe Aribo had a very good game, but I also thought Ryan Kent was in the top 3. For me, it was Davis, Kent, and Aribo for me as your top players, with Ryan Jack in there as well.
Okay, so I mean, he could have had a brace, Ryan Kent, with a bit of luck, particularly the one in the second half. I thought the goalie made an excellent save for him. Listen, lads, do you want to get yourselves on mute? We've got the gaffer. He wants to talk to us. He's not on the phone. Right. Interview, right? So get yourself.
He's not going to be alone, by the way.
Get yourself on mute. We're going to hear from your gaffer, Sir Stephen Gerrard, MBE.
Well, we are now going to catch up with the Rangers manager because Stephen Gerrard, I'm delighted to say, joins us from the other side of the stadium. Stephen, you're smiling. Congratulations. 3 points this afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How did you assess that performance?
Well, look, it's certainly an improvement on last week. We were disappointed in the boys and our performance, and we obviously had a few meetings earlier in the week to reset ourselves. I thought we had a possession today in terms of owning the pitch, and our organisation was back. Alan's had a relatively quiet afternoon. I'd like us to be a bit more clinical and ruthless going forward. I think we created the chances. But listen, I'll never complain after a 1-0 win. It's another clean sheet. That's 14 wins out of 14 at home, which is the standard and the level that we've been striving for. So credit to the boys. We've bounced back today, but I would have liked us to do it and be a bit more clinical today.
And if you're going to score a goal to win a match, that was quite a goal to score.
Listen, fantastic goal. Deserves to win any football match. Jacko was talking in the dressing room about it being goal of the season, but I think Kamar Roof might steal his thunder on that one. But listen, we've been encouraging the boys. We don't shoot enough from the edge of the box. We've been at them all season. We want people to take chances. We've scored a few from outside the box today. They can take deflections. You can get corners from them. We said to them at half time, never ever turn a cross down or a shot down, especially when you're playing against an organised team. So they took a lot of the information on board today, and credit to them getting another win. But for me, that was at least a 2-3-0 win there. If we would have went on and took our chances and showed a little bit of quality on the final bit of our play, it would have been a more comfortable afternoon.
Stephen, you brought in Davis and Jacko into the middle of the park today on the back of last week's performance. How key are they going forward for the last remaining 9 games?
Well, you're a midfielder yourself. You know the game. I'm sure you're a big fan of Davis and Jack, just like myself. Obviously very different, but Davis was magnificent today. His anticipation, the way he controls games. He allows us to keep going in terms of wave after wave. Plays with real authority and leadership, but in a quiet way. And he sets standards on a daily basis where everyone else follows. So been absolutely delighted with Stephen. I just hope that he plays on beyond next season. But obviously that'll be his decision that we respect. We've missed Jacko. He plays with personality. He's a fighter. He's a warrior in there. He does the dirty stuff and he can play with quality. And they complement each other really well. Glenn Kamara, obviously, we never used today, but he's another top one who can complement them. It's a fantastic midfield three, but at home we want to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more bold, and that's the reason why we decided to go with a Rebo.
And it must be pleasing, Stephen. You brought Scott Arfield off the bench. You've got your players coming back now. Obviously, your strikers available again as you head back into Europe. A bit of excitement around the club as you head over to Belgium for that time.
Yeah, very much so. People should be excited. We're in a fantastic place. We want the players to try and enjoy this. We realise it's a really critical and important time, but we want them to pump their chests out and really enjoy this journey and the story they've created so far. The squad's getting healthier. Alfredo and Kamara are available on Thursday, and then Alfredo's available next weekend as well. Defoe's had a couple of sessions. We used Arfield today just to give him a taste of it again. He's been out for 7 weeks, but we need to get him up to speed in the next 5-6 days, ready for next weekend. So we're in a good place, and we just need to take each challenge as it comes now, but very positive for us.
Well, thank you for talking to Stephen, and we wish you all the best during the week.
All the best, guys. Thank you.
Rudy Bear, he's always honest. Rudy?
He's been listening to us, Ox. He says,
Didn't listen to me, I can assure you.
Honest all the time. I mean, he's a perfect summation of the game there for me. Pretty much just what we were saying as well. It's like he doesn't come out, he didn't try and tell. I mean, you look at his interview after last week, he doesn't come out and try and tell you something is when it isn't. He just doesn't do that. He's as honest as the day is long, But he's a class manager, Ox. He really is, and I don't think after what he's kind of put up with in Scotland for journalists in the last 2 seasons, nobody deserves a big shiny thing at the end of the season more than he does. He's put so much hard work into turning this Rangers team about in the last couple of seasons. So he has. He's got to be a legend, isn't he? He's going to go and win that title for us. So he is, and
he thinks he's adored at the moment.
Not got a clue. He's not got a clue.
He doesn't know what's coming, does he?
No.
Oh, no, start you stuff. I mean, this is from where we've been. Aye, I know, just in my house, that's just in my garden. There'll be Stephen Gerrard gnomes in everybody's garden. Hundreds of thousands of them. He's brilliant. I could listen to him all day. He talks so much football sense. He's a breath of fresh air. Brilliant to have him. Proud as punch. Just reveling every day in being our manager. I can't tell you how delighted I am as a Rangers supporter. It's a great place to be. I've got my scarf on everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I ram it up them. Everywhere I go.
Quite right. I'll hear.
And Robert, that's one of your problems. You're a bit shy, innit?
I'm never shy. Listen, I'm never shy. I'm never shy when it talks about the Glasgow Rangers. And I'll say one thing. When I listen to a manager, Sir Stephen Gerrard, and you know what? You're right what you say there, Ox. He doesn't know what's coming to him. Stephen Gerrard played for one of the finest football clubs in the world, Liverpool, and they're so much like us. Their fans are so much like us, full of passion, and they've just got the history. But you know what, Stephen, if you're listening, see when you played for Liverpool and that's your team, and we all love you for that, and we respect you for that. But you know what? You're with a team that's just slightly above Liverpool. You're with the world's finest, the world's biggest football club, and the world's most successful club. And see when it happens, Sir Stephen Gerrard, 55 happens, son. Do you know what? You might have had that wee slip against Chelsea, but you know what? This will be right up there with 2005 when you beat the world's AC Milan with all world-class football players, including Rino Gattuso and all that, Shevchenko. See when you win 55, Stephen Gerrard, it'll be your finest moment in football because you've won it with the finest football club in the world, and they're called the Glasgow Rangers. That's all I'm saying. If I'm biased and I've got blue-tinted specs, do you know what? I don't apologise because Rangers are the finest team.
You sound all right to me. Malky, in you come.
Yeah, there you go. That was a wee rant there, Ox.
I don't know if I've got anything left to say, you know what I mean? I think Robert's just about said it all, as usual, you know what I mean?
I know, Robert, I tell you, I think we're going to do a special one night. Robert and Amanda. We're going to get Robert and Amanda on that.
Oh, please, because I think I'm just about ready to get divorced.
Malky,
the wife says I love Rangers Radio more than her, Ox, and she's not lying.
No. Right,
I don't want to go down that road, pal. I'm single. I was married, but now I'm single. See, we were talking about earlier on, Ox. See the boys in Aberdeen, you know what I mean? We need to see them more 90 minutes on the park, you know what I mean, before we can give a real judgment, you know what I mean, and see how he gets on and see how well he plays, you know what I mean? And then instead of just bringing him on for the last 15 minutes or so.
But I think we're getting it right with him, Malky. No pressure for the ball. No pressure for
I know we've got to take it easy and that with him, you know what I mean? But until we see a good half hour, 90 minutes here,
we can't judge. We
really can't judge it, no. It looks all right to do. It looks all right. But time will tell.
All right. Listen, Rudy Bear, if it's all right with you, Rudy, it's great to have you back, mate. It really is great, and I'm glad. I'm going to let Jaffa, who first-time caller on, who stole the show tonight, along with Kim as well, who was on earlier, say the last words before we finish up. Jaffa.
On you go, buddy. On you go.
Oh, what a day. Brilliant day to be a Rangers supporter. Brilliant day for our club. 3 points in the bag. Marching staunchly with our chest out, as the gaffer just said there, on a Thursday night. We're still in Europe. We are the people. No surrender.
I think old Jaffa picks his words wisely for this show, Rudy, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't have it. He's got the
Listen, can I thank all the callers that's come in and joined Fox at the start, Rudy Bear, Robert, Kim, Jaffa, Malky, Andy, Jim Fee Paisley. Absolute pleasure. Young Darren, great to have everybody on. This is Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night for a quick lockdown show just to break your boredom between 8 and 9. Everybody enjoy their Saturday evening, and please stay safe, because everybody wants to be at the 55 party. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Rangers, show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. Won't you come and cheer us, help the boys along, white and blue, coming through with a song. Oh, Rangers, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. We'll be there to do it, do it if we can. Win the cup, hold it up in our hand. Oh, Rangers, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay.